So today again we will be doing another mixed media layout using this beautiful picture of Anushka and Virat Kohli. For this I will be using the new Prima collection called Lavender. It's absolutely amazing. So the first thing which you will do is select your base sheet and cut a window out of it, because we're going to mat it with another sheet and this sheet will be wasted. So after cutting a window, just take another sheet and mat it on top of it. Using a de-stress tool, de-stress all the edges and apply some kind of ink on it. It can be a chalk edger as well as de-stress ink, or it can be any ink which you have, which you can basically apply it with the help of foam. De-stressing, like I always say, gives a lot of definition to your project. Now use a clear gesso and cover the entire sheet. So for this particular one, I'm using a clear gesso because I didn't want to lose the background. I'm absolutely in love with the background, and so that's why I decided to use a clear gesso. And priming up your surface with gesso is very important. Reason being, your colors would stay for long and your colors would show up properly. A true red would show up true red, a true blue would show up true blue on clear gesso. Once your gesso is dry, I'm gonna be using this stamp by Prima Marketing called Build a Wreath. I'm gonna link it down below, and using my stamping platform by Tim Holtz, I'm gonna be stamping it all around the paper, trying to make a semi-wreath on my sheet. I just love using the Stampers tool by Tim Holtz. It's really good and very versatile. So for any of the big stamps which I had, I can now apply perfect pressure and it gives me perfect results every time. So once I'm done making my wreath, I'm gonna take a stencil and using a patina effect paste, again by Prima Marketing, I'm gonna apply some paint. You'll see that I realized eventually that using my brush would be better than using a knife. So I have applied a little splatter of paste, and now I'll take some paper texture paste and using this very old stencil by Prima called the Mask. I'm gonna link it down if I can find it anywhere online. I'm just applying some texture onto my paper. Now the next step which I'm going to do is apply some embossing powder, and apply this embossing powder while the paste is still wet so that it sticks to the texture, and once the paste is dry you can actually do some heat embossing and it will give you beautiful results. So what I did is I took a dark color of embossing powder, and right after applying that I'm going to apply the light color of embossing powder, and make sure you do this step while your paste is still wet. And both the embossing powders which I have used are from the store called Lini's Stamp Gang. I'm going to link down again all the products below so that it's easy for you guys to go and shop. So once my paste is dry, I'm going to take my heat gun and I will dry my embossing powder, and very soon you'll see, probably it's not visible in the camera, but yes, there's a very nice glossy effect which comes onto the texture of my paper. Now the next thing which I'll do is apply some colors, and I'm using again Lindy's Gang shakers. I'm absolutely in love with these shakers. These are very light colored mica powders and they give beautiful results. I always keep a water bottle alongside me so that I can remove the excess color which is onto my paper. And as I used clear gesso, my red is pure red, my pink is pure pink. Like the colors show up very nicely with gesso. The next thing which I'm doing is I'm applying some another color, and this one is called Worn Leather, and this is by Color Bloom Sprays, Prima Marketing, and I'm giving it a little dark effect, and I do that till I'm satisfied. The next thing which I'm doing is that I have used these stamps. I'm using my stamping platform. I have stamped out some sheets which you will see right over here, and using these sheets and these stamps, basically these stamps, I'm going to be making my own custom die cuts, and they look absolutely amazing. So the picture which I'm using is a picture of a newlywed couple, Anushka and Virat. They are pretty popular in India. One of them is, Anushka is an actress and Virat is a cricketer. It's more like, you can say that David and Victoria Beckham of the East. And I'm absolutely in love with this picture. The point of time this picture was out in media, I really wanted to scrap it. Like the colors which the bride and groom are wearing are totally shabby chic and they screamed to be scrapped. So here you see that I am right now arranging all my embellishments, and everything which you see here is from a lavender collection. And some of the die cut pieces which you see around in this layout are the leaf set by Prima. I'm gonna link down that also below. And you'll see that I'm struggling with how I want to arrange my embellishments, but I keep on doing this. It literally takes me a lot of time to figure out which embellishment will go at which place, but that's the whole process of making a layout. One more tip is that once you figure out which elements you want at which place, don't forget to take a picture with a cell phone, because that would always help you later in deciding. Because usually what happens is that I layer an embellishment and then I forget while I'm trying to stick everything together. So I just take a picture and that gives me a mental image of how my things should go. So once this is done, what I'm gonna do next is that I'm gonna add some mixed media stamping around the layout. So for this I just took some stamps by Prima. These are again very old Finnabair stamps, and using some black ink I'm gonna just apply this paint, basically stamp it all over my layout, and this would again give it a very nice grungy and textured effect. And the more colors you have, and it will give more depth, and your project is going to look more 3D. So after this, what I'm doing is that I'm de-stressing all the elements, all the die cut pieces which I'm using with a de-stress tool, and applying some de-stress ink on it so that all of them, they look like finished pieces rather than unfinished. De-stressing gives a lot of finishing to every piece which you use. And once that is done, I am just applying some more chipboard to the back of my image so that I can stack it and give it a nice 3D effect. And the next thing, whenever there's something important, I'm going to lower down the music and I'm going to talk about it. But for now, everything is pretty much self-explanatory, so I'm going to make the volume up so that you can enjoy the whole process of how I'm making this layout. I'm almost done assembling my layout. So the next thing which I'll do is basically that I'm going to take some snowflake paste and I'll try to give more textures to my layout. Try to give as many elements as you can to your layout, because everything, even a little peak, makes a lot of difference. And on top of this wet paint, I'm going to apply some mixed media stones, mini art stones, and they are an absolute treasure. Like, I use them in all my projects if you follow me regularly. And now once this part is done, I basically forgot to put some black ink splatters. So I'm gonna cover everything with some tissue, and using a toothbrush, the old toothbrush technique, I'm gonna spray some splatters of ink around my layout. And this is again a very important step which you should do in your mixed media layouts. I personally like the effect. They give it very nice definition. They make your layouts look very 3D. And once that part is done, I'm gonna put my picture back and my layout is ready. I'm gonna be mailing it to the newlywed couples, Virat and Anushka. I really hope they like it and they see it because they are celebs. I'm not sure whether it will get to them. So thank you so much again for watching this video. I really hope you guys have liked the process of how I've created this layout. Please don't forget to comment, and if you really like it, give it a thumbs up, share it, and love to all. Bye.